I guess like from the beginning, I was a high school dropout, and I was in a very bad like relationship. I ended up having my daughter, and then I had a really traumatic birth and everything, which kind of led me down the path of midwifery. I went to college for about a year and a half. I'd done 3 different courses, but on my 3rd course it was getting a bit too much with childcare. I was also volunteering at the hospital, so like it wasn't all working to plan and everything. So I was like just like looking about online to see like what was my best option, and came across the Access course online. And I remember sitting there on the phone to my granny like, can you please pay for it, like I'll do it, I'll pass it, I'll do anything I can. So she paid for it, and yeah, it was a lot easier. I managed to drop out of college and was able to be like the mum I needed to be for my daughter and everything. Didn't meet deadlines quite exactly on time, but I had a lot going on, but everybody was so like easygoing, and it was quite nice to be able to like have that bit of like flexibility with like everything going on. So it was quite nice.
And I think it's really important to highlight as well, like what you did throughout the course was you were just great at communicating with us. So obviously you had medical issues. I hope you don't mind mentioning that. You had like, you know, so many barriers, so many challenges around childcare, around, you know, emergency vet appointments and all kinds of, you know, life threw you some real obstacles, didn't it, during the course? But because you were, you know, really open communication channels, we were able to be flexible, and we were able to, you know, move some of those deadlines. But actually you finished the course in plenty of time, didn't you?
Yeah. It was more towards the end, like where I had a like really bad flare up of my condition and stuff, and that kind of like wiped me out for a week or 2, and it was like, oh no. But no, I've managed to do it and quite happy, starting uni in September, so I'm like, yay.
And not just managed to do it, but managed to finish with the top grade as well. I remember having a conversation, and I love, you know, both of us are in the same situation, aren't we, with young children and childcare and things. So, I mean, it's, you know, 9 o'clock tonight, but this was, we met late in the evening, didn't we? Yeah. And I think that's just the beauty of that flexibility, that both of us are kind of operating around the complexities of life. Yeah. But then you still completely, I remember you saying to me that, you know, school was a real challenge for you. Yeah. But you wouldn't be able to tell because your science was absolutely top notch. How did you find the content on the course?
I thought it was quite good, like, because obviously with like dropping out, and then like the college courses that I was doing were like the very like basic level, like you could kind of do. So like in Scotland it's like National 4. I don't know what the equivalent is down south. My mum would be able to tell me, but yeah, it was like just like doing stuff that wasn't really stimulating me, and then coming over to like the stuff that was like, oh, you need to like focus on this to go on to this, and I was like, oh, nice. But like in school, like maths and science were always like the favourite subjects for me. Like I knew what I was doing when it came to that, but like there was some bits in the course I was like, oh god, I've never actually like seen this before. And then like getting a distinction on it, I was like, oh my god. It's like, I didn't expect this. But it was nice like having the freedom to like, I could put it on any platform that I wanted as long as I could upload it, kind of thing. And like the research, like I could take my time with it and like read through things properly. So it was nice.
Amazing. And you know, previous people have talked to me about how they'd like listen to lessons on a lunch break, or, you know, on their phone in the car. Is that the kind of way that you access them, like any time you had?
I kind of like would just chuck my daughter in nursery because like it's literally like a 2-minute walk from the house. So run back over, stick the computer on, get as many notes down as I could, and then like kind of like take like a day or 2 to like watch the video, because like I'm really bad for like, if there's like a video on like the actual like video that we're watching, I'll sit and like write it all out on YouTube so I can take all the information in, and then like go back to the video, take as many notes as I can. Like I'd had like the subtitles up and stuff because I'm like a proper like visual learner, so I need to like look at everything. And then like by the time I'd finished like a video, it was time to go get my daughter and everything, so I'd like run back, get her to bed, and then start the report and stuff. So yeah, it was a lot, but it was good.
Yeah, because you've been working around all of this on top, haven't you? So you've been working a job, looking after your young daughter, and then kind of, working in the night, working at those little stolen moments. Did you find it manageable over the course of the year?
Yeah, once I got in like a bit of a routine of what I knew, like what I was doing, because like I think the first 2 assessments, like I think it was the red pepper investigation, and then there was one for Luke, which actually made me sign up for uni, which I wasn't expecting at first. I was like, oh my god. So like because they were like so early on, and then cell biology wasn't for like another month or something, I was like, oh, this is gonna be easy. And then it actually came to doing cell biology, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, there's so much going on. Because like there was a big thing with my partner at the time, like he actually had to move out for a few weeks to come here, and I was like, oh my god, I can't focus with him about, and I was like, oh no, it's going to be late and stuff. And then everything was like rolling in like 2 weeks kind of thing, but once I was in like a routine of doing it, it was manageable. And then like I had my big flare up with my medical condition towards the end. I was like, I've got to cram like 4 reports in within a week kind of thing. But no, it was easy for the most part.
You did so incredibly well, and I think like anyone would, the course is a challenge, and I love that you said that was like like you enjoyed that challenge. I always say cell biology is the mountain to climb, but after that everything does feel a bit easier, doesn't it? Because it kind of laid the foundations. Do you think it is? Do you think after you've done cell biology?
I was looking back on a lot of the cell biology stuff that I'd wrote for like the like future like reports and stuff, and like I still remember like when I got my uni conditions, I was like, oh god, I have to get 6 distinctions. I was like, I'm not getting this in a million years. But then like I saw bits to do with like the human body, which like I was quite like familiar with and stuff, and I was like, oh, I might get them on that if I'm lucky.
And then just remind me, how many distinctions did you get?
36.
36 credits worth. So actually, what did they ask for again?
6.
Yeah. So you absolutely smashed it. So because you said though the other day the results came through, but they'd already contacted you to start getting the things in motion. Yeah,
I'd messaged Gemma about it because I was like, the uni have sent me about 4 emails at this point, and like I could see the group chat going off like mad, and I was like, I don't want to pester anyone. I was like, I'm going to wait. But then like I think it got to the 4th email, I was like, I'm just going to see like roughly like the time periods. And I was like, okay. And then they came through the other day, handed them over, and I got an email within like 2 hours of handing them in. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, because you're a catch. They're like, wow, she's exceeded. We set her this far, and then she just galloped over it.
It's like Luke, when I wrote my personal statement and had to put it on the thing, Luke was a bit like, oh, maybe add some more like education stuff in instead of all the personal stuff. And I was like, I can't really do that for not having much. But I was like, at least my personal statement worked. So yeah.
But they see the potential in people, don't they? And actually, you're a classic for this, because actually, okay, your school education, which is just like a dot, isn't it, in our existence, represents one bit. But actually, in this course, you've demonstrated that you're capable and some.
Yeah.
And so when you're moving on to your course, I mean, are there any things that you're going to take with you, any skills or things that you've enjoyed on this course that you're going to take with you?
I'll definitely like work on my time management for sure. Probably like stick to like roughly like the same kind of layout as everything like I've done before. It was nice being able to like take like one task, and then like if I could like merge them together at some points. But definitely like being able to break up like the different parts of like the report and everything was quite nice. And I think just like keeping to like the same kind of like study technique of like going through all the PowerPoints before even trying to attempt like writing anything apart from my name maybe. And that was about it. But,
so that kind of like pre-reading, making sure you've really understood the subject before you dive into the assignment.
because like when it came to the research project, so my partner's a zoologist, so he's been through all of like uni and everything, and I was like, I have no idea what he's doing, so he had to like walk me through bit by bit, because I think it was like 2:30 in the morning and I didn't want to message anyone and I was just a bit like, I don't know what I'm doing, so like he had to explain little bits to me, and I was like, right, okay, and then eventually got it, and I was like, oh, I kind of like this kind of way of doing it.
That's amazing, and I love that you should lean on people around you who have got that experience, and I think never be afraid to ask people for help, because especially when you get to university, I mean, that's how Dr. Julian Mitchell ended up doing a lecture for us on this course, because I was constantly badgering him like, oh, tell me about this. How do I do this?
Come help. My partner, he'd done like 4 years in uni, I think, but he had to like move away, so we didn't actually meet until like, I think it was like 3 days before his graduation or something. So I was a bit like, you can help me with stuff. Because like a lot of his stuff is like science based, like because he's more into like the conservation part of it, so like all the maths and science and all that, and like little bits like overlapped. I was like, come help please.
That's amazing. And your daughter, I mean, they talk about science capital, like being around people talking about science, understanding science, jobs in science. I mean, she's going to have such high science capital, isn't she?
Yeah, she's going to be like, what?
Yeah.
Like when I've done like bits like to like, because I like drawing like diagrams and stuff to get to know everything, and like she'll like come through and ask like what it is, and I think I was like on the reproductive system at this point, so it was a bit of an awkward conversation, because she's like, I have that, and I'm like, yeah, you do. And yeah, it was nice like teaching her like different bits, because like she's so obsessed with babies and everything at the minute, and I don't really know if that's like because of my career choice. But she's like so interested in learning about all of it, so like I'm not dumbing it down, but like explaining to her in like very like simple ways. She's like, oh, that's so cool, kind of thing. But
that's so lovely.
Yeah.
And I think that helps you build your understanding as well, doesn't it? If you can explain it in a simplified term to someone else, then you know you're thinking of different ways around explaining it. Your explanations get better, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. And so, oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, she like, because like of my volunteering in the hospital, she's always like, did you see a baby today, kind of thing, and then like she knows like the way she describes it is babies come out her pee hole, which isn't exactly correct, but that's the only way that she can kind of describe it, or like babies come out like through her tummy, and she like asks me about different babies, like which way they came out, so it's kind of nice like her asking questions about stuff.
That's so lovely. And tell me about the volunteering. So you volunteered at the hospital.
Yeah, so I've been on 3 different wards. So my first ward was antenatal and labour. So like in the Royal, it's like a big long corridor. So like it kind of like turns back on itself. It's like a big U shape, and like we're right next to theatre in the neonatal unit as well. So I learned a lot from that, and it's really nice to interact with different patients, and then obviously all the different professionals. Sorry, my phone's about to die. Yeah. And then I got moved up to postnatal and gynae, so like I got to like kind of see different things like through gynae, like different like problems that you could have and everything. And then with being in postnatal, it was like really different, like seeing everybody just had their baby, and then all the rush of hormones. Oh, 2 seconds. Hi. But yeah, it was kind of nice, like seeing it all like very differently, and like, do you know, like we were laughing because like some of the women just order the most random things. Like we've had some women like order like jacket potato and mashed potato together, and we're a bit like, it's just not a good combo.
I'll have some carbs on carbs. But then when you know the feeling, don't you, when you're like really like ready to pop, and you're like, oh, I just want the food I want.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Sorry, that's my daughter. But
No, don't worry. Well, Haylie, I think that's everything that we need, and that's incredible. And I think you're such an inspiration for future students and for us as well, because like just seeing you flourish and seeing you develop over the course has been such a pleasure. So thank you so much for this, for coming online to jump and chat.
Yeah,
thank you so much.